got a moose sighting, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's the only thing that I think they're going to be forced not to accept on the deal. Doesn't the deal come with tower agreements?
Yes.
It does. It comes
Okay.
with a long-term T-Mobile
Right.
will become a long-term tenant on a minimum of
Right.
2,000 plus towers.
But they also will eventually become the owner of those towers, right?
No,
Not that we know
no.
of.
US
No.
Cellular will retain the assets.
Okay.
That's for now,
So-
but in the future they'll probably get them.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe, but that's
Right.
speculative.
No, so the reason why is because this is a part one, I believe, of a part two deal. Now, the reason why I say that the part two, if they are going to have let's
Moose part 2
backtrack
would be
real
like 2035, dog.
No. I think it would be actually 2028, 2029. But let's back up just slightly, okay? US Cellular is a very interesting situation right now, okay? There's been speculation that the owners are like, let me just take a golden parachute. Let's just get out of this business already. Let's just be a, kind of like Crown Castle, other type of tower companies, infrastructure companies, but let's not
Tillman.
actually be right. Let's not actually be okay. If that is what's happening, okay, then the next phase of this whole project that they're doing is to get a buyer for the rest of their spectrum and their rest of their customer base. Now, Light Reading does a very good report on this of what they did get. So let me just do this really quickly. Out of all the states that they got spectrum out of, who is actually growing from a population perspective, you would say?
None of them.
No. Some of them.
Can't beat Wisconsin.
North Carolina's growing.
T-Mobile.
Tennessee is growing. Okay. Oklahoma's growing, right? And parts of Kansas is growing. Parts of Washington that they got are growing. The southwest coast, right? Southwest part of Washington state. Now, that's great. But the other stuff, it's super rural. It's never going to grow. So did they buy it at a premium? You could say yes. I could agree with that statement. But at the same time, this is going to pass. The deal is going to pass minus if there's a tower agreement like T-Mobile owns it. And I don't think they're going to want to own it, the towers. But if there was anything related to towers where it'd be a competitive disadvantage for AT&T or Verizon to be on that cell site, like, for example, if there was a situation where T-Mobile will now get the top rack of every single US Cellular cell site, or if there's some type of, in the clause of the contract, they're going to remove US Cellular equipment and replace it with T-Mobile equipment, and it just so happens that US Cellular is at the very top of the rack, that is competitive disadvantage for Verizon and T-Mobile, or Verizon and AT&T, because they were not able to bid on the rack space. That changes everything, right? Where you are on the rack determines everything, right? If you're at the very bottom and if it's an urban environment, you might have very condensed coverage, right? Very compressed coverage. If you have, or if you're on the top, you're able to service more of the people that way, right? So anyways, just food for thought. But from the analysts, yeah, more than likely, especially because, and by the way, something that is very controversial, but it has to be said. More than likely, the reason why they did it now is because they know that the next administration is going to be very favorable to this deal. And they are going to approve this, okay? So that gives you an indication of what type of administration is going to come to power next term. It's going to be somebody that's business favorable. So you're going to be seeing in the next couple months, right, between now and the election, there's going to be very favorable deals where it could become a lot of consolidation, both in the fiber and wireless side, right? Don't be surprised that Dish might be bought by somebody. I'm just throwing it out there now. Today's the 29th of May. Today's the 29th of May, 2024. I am on record. And by the way, every single time I'm on record, I have never lost. I've never lost. Sneed has checked me so many times.
Moose, you're
Every
gonna be
single
wrong
time I
about
said
that.
something,
Moose,
it's
you're gonna
been
be
right.
wrong.